What's up everybody, Griffey here. The Terrifier films aren't exactly subtle. They literally saw a woman in half the long ways. And that's in the very first one. There's 3 of these movies. Given all that, the fact that Damien Leone has demonstrated some actual restraint when it comes to Art the Clown's origin story is somewhat surprising. Since his debut in The Ninth Circle, a 2008 short film, Art has remained somewhat of a mystery. Initially presented as a sort of supernatural homie to the devil, that changed in the first Terrifier, where he's depicted as more of a mortal man who embarked on a killing spree, unalives himself, and then gets resurrected by something supernatural. So then, what do we believe? Leone seems to be positioning Terrifier 4 to reveal the truth, but in the meantime, here's my favorite internet theories about Art's origin. Hollywood can apparently have it both ways when it comes to depicting sexy time. For every anyone but you, there's also what happens at the end of The Ninth Circle. There's Satan, it's non-consensual, I'm not going to describe it any further. I bring it up because one Reddit user suggests that this horrific moment was in fact the beginning of Art the Clown. According to this theory, Art is the cursed offspring that resulted from this ungodly tryst, and he was sent by Satan to kill Sienna in Terrifier 2 and 3. It's an interesting idea, especially since the ending of Terrifier 3 harkens back to Leone's original short. The final scene of that movie has Art boarding a city bus and seeing a woman reading a book entitled The Ninth Circle. We know then that Leone at least intends to link his more recent films with his original short, but this might also suggest that Art's actual origin is contained within The Ninth Circle. The only issue here is that Art appears fully formed in the short film before the devil arrives and conceives him. So that means either Art's first appearance was merely a vision of what was to come for Casey, or that this version of Art was another child of Satan and not the version of the clown we see in the feature films.
Please don't.
Terrifier 2 sees the introduction of Lauren Lavera's Sienna, who by the end is confirmed to be some sort of cosmic adversary of Art's, a chosen warrior with the power to defeat the maniacal clown. If this were the Matrix, she'd be Keanu. Or maybe not. Did Colonel Sanders retcon that? What happened in the 4th one? The film also reveals that Sienna's late father, Michael, was an artist who apparently was struck by visions of Art's rampages. Michael also evidently designed Sienna's Angel Warrior costume in a drawing that Sienna uses to create her outfit later in the film. And he's the one who gave her the sword that proves to be the only weapon capable of defeating Art. Also, one of his drawings shows Sienna holding the head of the devil, who looks very similar to the version of Satan we saw at the end of The Ninth Circle. Terrifier 2 also reveals that Michael suffered from a brain tumor that caused him to become abusive before he died. One theory suggests that before he did so, he essentially created Art. That is to say that Art the Clown is one of Michael's drawings come to life. It hurts me to read out loud. If that theory is true, that's so f***ing stupid. According to this theory, Michael's sketches were not merely depictions of his weird-ass visions, but gateways to a parallel dimension through which Art could enter the real world. Michael then drew Sienna's warrior angel costume as a way to fight back against these horrific beasts he'd unwittingly unleashed, perhaps as a result of his brain tumor.
And his name's Art?
His name is Art! It's right there! If Art the Clown is actually just a black and white artwork come to life, I'm gonna feel so damn cheated. It's right there. It can't be that. It can't be that. Please? Please?
We both know what happened to Daddy. And all of these ugly things in here? That's not who he was.
One of the most prevalent fan theories regarding Art the Clown is that he is in fact Sienna's father, with some pointing as evidence to the fact that the clown didn't kill Sienna and her brother in as hasty a fashion as the rest of his victims. In Terrifier 3, however, we learn that Art is attempting to break Sienna down with his killings so that the demonic force that inhabits Victoria Hayes can finally enter Sienna's body and use her as a host. This would explain why Art doesn't kill Sienna, but why Sienna is of such importance to Art still isn't entirely clear. What's more, there are quite a few things that don't make sense about the Terrifier series, and a Star Wars styled "I am your father" moment would be a ridiculous way to wrap up one of the most unhinged cinematic sagas of modern times. Sadly for fans of this theory, Damien Leone has denied the entire thing, saying during a Monster Mania Q&A that it's his least favorite fan theory. While some maintain Leone's comments are a misdirect, there's a dude on Reddit who has laid out every piece of evidence refuting this theory, and it's very convincing. Count me as a non-believer of this one, but we had to bring it up because it's so prevalent amongst fans. As long as it's not the drawing, dude, I'm really getting worried now. In Terrifier 3, Art and Victoria hide in the attic of a house before resuming their killing spree. Before that happens though, they are discovered by two workers who were inspecting the house prior to its demolition. One of these workers tells his colleagues about a serial killer from the 90s who went on a killing spree that saw him murder several children and store their bodies at a funhouse. Presumably the same funhouse where the end of Terrifier 2 took place. Though the demolition worker ultimately claims to be messing with his colleague, some fans believe this is Art's true origin story, noting that in the first Terrifier, Art appears to be human as evidenced by the montage of him applying his makeup and his apparent surprise at being resurrected. This theory suggests Art is a former human who was a depraved serial killer before being resurrected by the same demonic forces that inhabited the creepy little pale girl in Terrifier 2. As such, the character would have started as a sadistic human who got supernatural abilities after being brought back from the dead for Terrifier 2. If so, the demo worker's recollection of the killing spree could very well be the key to Art's origin. This would, however, make all the events of All Hallows Eve, a film that uses footage from the Ninth Circle, and the first Terrifier short film potentially non-canon. As it stands, we are just going to have to wait. Here's hoping Leone doesn't go all George R. R. Martin on us. In the meantime, I guess I'll just have to go back to scrolling Reddit.